you. Okay. Let's come home. Let's come home to our yoga mat. Come home to our breath. Come home to our yoga community. Do you like to sit up on a blanket? You know what it does is if you sit so that your hips are just coming right off, your hip bones are coming right off that, what it does, now come forward. Yeah, what it does is it makes it a lot easier to keep your back straight. Does it feel good? If it doesn't, don't do it. Don't do anything I say if it doesn't feel good, okay? It's your class. Oh, so yoga and anxiety and depression. I've been working on that for my life, I guess. But I'm trying to figure out how they are connected. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but anxiety anxiety is a response to a threat. Whether a threat is valid or not valid, if it's perceived as a threat and it's a fear response. Depression just adds one more component. Depression adds a component of hostility, and I found that very strange, but it's hostility turned inward. So in depression, we feel sad, we lack energy, and we turn and we're afraid. There's some fear there. There's anxiety within depression, and it's some fear of something that may have happened in the past or that we think is going to happen in the future. So there's that fear response, but there's also the response of turning on ourselves, of not being loving and positive toward ourselves. And we know from yoga that it can help us. That yoga actually increases the serotonin level, which makes us all feel a lot happier. But the breath work, we can use it to control the automatic nervous system and to calm the body down. And when we calm the body down, we bring the brain activity away from back here in the limbic system up here to the prefrontal cortex system, where we can be clear-headed and make good choices. So there are lots of ways that yoga helps us, and we're going to explore them today. Both, whether you experience anxiety or you experience depression or you experience both of them alternately, which is very common. And one of the main things that you can do to deal with all this is breath work. We're going to begin by inhaling to the count of 5, holding the breath for 5, and then exhaling for 5 or longer. Now, if you are experiencing depression, you may want to inhale longer. If you're experiencing anxiety, you may want to exhale longer. So you can begin to play with that, but just be here with me and we'll just do it together for now. So let's inhale 5 to the nose. Retain the breath 5. Exhale 5. So let's try it again. Inhale into the belly, mid-body and upper body. Retain the breath. Exhale. As we bring our attention to the breath, by counting and by noticing the breath, we actually working in a present moment. And working in the present moment is going to happen up here in the prefrontal cortex. It's not going to happen back here in the limbic system and the emotional system and the amygdala. So coming into a present moment is going to help us become more clear-headed and calmer. So I invite you to continue with that breath work on your own, to your own count, breathing in through the nose, all the way into the belly. Let's do a few more rounds of breath. Retain the breath. Bringing our attention to the breath, lengthening our breath is going to slow the heart rate down, going to slow respiration down. It's going to move us from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. That means we're going from fight, flight to relax, digest, rest. Another way that yoga helps us, another strategy or tool in our toolbox of yoga is meditation. So I invite you to find your way to your back. If that feels okay, if it feels better to be seated, remain seated. Maybe a little blanket under your head. Maybe you like to bend your knees or bring the soles of your feet together, whatever feels nice and comfy. Anxiety and depression run on a lot of the same pathways, and they're both related to an active amygdala and being in a state of stress, of fight, flight, or freeze. So, lying on your back, breathing nicely, we're going to do a meditation that is to help with anxiety. This one is in particular is for depression. Pay attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. Do not change or judge the way you are breathing right now. Relax and observe how it feels, how it flows naturally. Listen to the sound of your breath. Can you hear it? Or is it silent? Can you notice a melody in your inhalation and exhalation? Allow your body to enter a deeper state of relaxation and calmness. You are present and safe to relax. Slowly deepen and soften your breath. Begin to invite more air inside at a slower pace. Notice the temperature of the room. Is it cool and refreshing? Imagine the color of the air you inhale. Imagine the color of the air when you exhale. Is it the same? Is it different? While breathing in, observe how the air is fresher and cooler on the inhale, warmer and denser on the exhale. Allow your breath to be a cleansing and regenerative practice for your body and mind. You are present and safe to relax. Again, deepen and relax your breathing so it feels comfortable and safe. Now begin to notice which parts of your body move up with your inhale, which parts move out or down with your exhale. Relax your jaw and mouth and notice which area in your body moves up and down while you breathe. Is it your chest and ribs? Maybe your abdomen and sides. Whichever part it is, relax and observe it with kindness. You are here. You are safe to follow your unique breath. After a few moments, visualize the inhale going down toward your belly. Allow the belly to expand like a balloon. Allow the belly to softly go down when you let the air out. Keep your shoulders still and send your breath lower into your abdomen. You are present. You are safe to relax. Fill yourself with fresh air and space. Stay here breathing gently and fully for a few moments. If any thoughts or emotions begin to arise, let them come. Invite each sensation that comes towards you and gently calm it with your conscious breath. If any thoughts or emotions begin to arise, let them come. Invite each sensation. A thought, an emotion is energy. Invite each sensation of energy that comes toward you and gently calm it with your conscious breath. And so what we'll work on throughout this practice is being an observer, being a witness to what comes, watching it float in and watching it float by and watching it float out. We don't push it away. We don't deny it. We don't grab hold of it. We just notice as an objective witness with kindness and patience, going all the time back to the breath so we can do this with calmness, so that we can actually move the functioning of the brain to the prefrontal cortex, where we can see more clearly and make more clear decisions. You might want to repeat after me in your mind. Depression does not define my essence. I can trust my mind and my body. My rest and self-care are most important. I have everything I need within. My thoughts are calm and nourishing. My body is regaining strength each day. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, maybe making a sound. And again. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat by bending your knees and fall gently to the right. You're in a fetal position. From that fetal position, I'd like you to use your right elbow and your left arm to push up to seated. So in yoga, we're developing a moment to moment. That's come to table. We're developing a moment to moment awareness. That's what people talk about when they talk about mindfulness or presence. When we're operating in the present moment, it's our prefrontal cortex that is during is the brain parting that is engaged. Let's lower the belly and look up. Exhale and arch the back. Inhale, waking up the spine, moving energy up the spine. Noticing any sensations or thoughts that come to mind. So asanas or poses and breath work and meditation actually calm the nervous center, and they reduce the stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that otherwise would be coursing through our body, affecting our immune system and affecting our sense of well-being. Let's push back. We're going to push back so that the sits bones are on the heels, the arms are out long, and maybe you'd like to take a hold of your mat on either side and pull the mat away from you. Being that objective witness, just watching what's going on. When our thoughts and emotions are engaging the emotional aspects of the brain, the limbic system and the amygdala, we're not thinking clearly and we can't really tell them to stop, even though we want to. And we use our breath to calm the nervous system, to slow the heart rate, slow respiration, move out of sympathetic nervous system, move out of fight or flight, or freeze, which I think depression is the freezing part. Anxiety is the restless, I have to do something, fight or flight part. And so when we move our, our mental engagement to the front part of the brain, to the cerebral cortex, the cerebral cortex can actually inhibit the amygdala, which is sometimes called the fear center of the brain. We'll come back up to table, and we're going to circle the hips. Just move over to the right and then back and around and forward. Moving the side bodies, the side of the body, stretching the side body, stretching the back body, opening the front body, relaxing muscles that we've been holding so tight over our phones and our keyboards. And go the other way. Depression does not define my essence. I just read recently that thoughts are energy. And the thoughts and the emotions and the thoughts that are energy that are triggering the amygdala, it's energy. And energy is always at play. And so we can move that energy for our own comfort. Good. Now we're going to step forward. So bring your right foot between your hands and step the left foot between the hands. You're in forward fold. If your hands don't reach the mat, use your blocks in forward fold. If they do, and if you can bring them alongside the feet, the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes are in line. Forward folds are very, very calming. And when we come to a calmer state, we're more likely to not only release the anxiety, but also to think about the things that are scaring us. And are they really worth us being afraid of? Both anxiety and depression are responses to some level of fear about something. And forward folds are just so calming. Let's lift up halfway and bring our hands to our thighs. Lengthen through the spine. Bring the shoulder blades back and down. You are in an L shape. And lower down again. We're going to inhale wide and come up, and we're going to do sun salutation because asanas and movement are really, really helpful for alleviating anxiety. And it's increasing serotonin, so it's going to help alleviate depression. Inhale, arms up and over. Now let's fold over with a flat back, fold at the groin, hands to the mat. Now step your left foot back and bring your left knee to the mat. Lift up, palms together. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Bring your right knee back. Extend your legs out. Come up on your toes. You're in a plank pose. Keep that breath moving through the body. Keep your awareness at any sensation you notice. Now lower the knees, lower the chest. We're going to slide through. We're going to raise the head in a low cobra. Lower the forehead down. Push back into child's pose. So this depression piece, the hostility turned inward. I really didn't like it when I read that word hostility. And then it made me really shake to think it's hostility turned inward. And that's emanating from this great sadness or this great fear that we have. So what can we do to keep the body from the autonomic nervous system from controlling how it is we're living our life? Come up the table, tuck your toes under, lift up into table. Lift up into down dog. Let's bend one knee and then the other knee. So one of the things that encountering depression, one of the things that we really have to reckon with is a sense that we're okay, that I really am a good person. And I really have a right to be on this earth. And I have a right to take up all the space that I was intended to take up. You're going to step your left foot forward between your hands, and you're going to bring your right knee down to the mat. And let's lift up. So these affirmations, I am allowed to feel sad and emotional. Oh, wow. That's allowed. Oh, my. And I, bring your hands down, I'm allowed to feel happiness and joy. You can tuck your back toe and bring your back foot forward, and you're in a forward fold. Lift up halfway with a long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms wide with a flat back, rolling over the groin, over the pelvis. Bring your hands to your heart. Now let's do it again, and we'll do it a little faster, and we'll do a warrior one instead of a low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. You're going to step your right foot back. You're going to position the right foot for warrior one. That means the right toe is pointed toward the top right corner of the mat. And we're going to lift up into warrior one. Exhale the hands down. Step the left foot back. Now you're in plank pose. Bring the belly button in toward the spine. Lower the knees. Lower the chest. Slide through. Raise the head and the upper body and the shoulders. You're in low cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, child's pose. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips. Down dog. Now step the right foot between the hands. You're going to position the left foot, the sole of the foot is on the mat. The left toe is headed towards the top left corner of the mat. There's some space between your legs. Come up into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. Come to plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest, slide through, low cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, back to child's pose. Exhale here. Tuck the toes. Inhale, down dog. We're going to step the right foot between the hands. I think we've done this already, but we're going to do it again. Step the right foot between the hands. Place the sole of the left foot on the mat. Come back up. Warrior 1 once again. When you're doing asanas, you're and focusing on your breath and your movement, you can't be thinking about the mistake you made at work today, you know? Let's lower the hands to the mat, step the back foot forward. So it helps us achieve mindfulness. Inhale, half lift in an L shape, and exhale down. Inhale, arms wide, coming all the way up. I am open to healing and change. I am open to healing and change. We're going to do another sun salutation. We're going to begin this one with chair pose. And we'll do a high lunge in this one. But in this class, you do what's right for you always and forever. So I'm going to bend my knees, sit my buttocks down in my imaginary chair, bring my arms alongside my ears, and breathe. Lower the hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. Now this time you're going to come up. You have a choice here. You can lower this right knee and do a low lunge, or you can extend the right leg, come up on the right toe into a high lunge. Bring the hands to the mat. Step the left foot back. Come to plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest. Slide through low cobra. Exhale and come down. Now bring your forehead to the mat. Slide your hands halfway down alongside your ribs. So your palms are still on the mat. Graze the forehead, graze the nose, graze the chin. We're going to come up into a high cobra. I have everything I need within. Hard to believe, right? but it's true. Tuck the toes under, lift the butt, come up into down dog. Step the right foot between the hands. Now here again, you can lower the left knee or you can leave the left leg extended. Come up into a high lunge or a low lunge. Lower the hands to the mat. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. Lift up halfway at an L shape. Bring your shoulder blades together in the back. Your shoulders are down and back. Your chest is broad. Your heart is open. I am open to healing and change. And let's lower down once again. Inhale, arms wide, all the way up, hands overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. So I would like you to come back to the mat, back to seated. This is a bit challenging, and so they're all challenging in one respect or another. So we just do what we're able to do, and we're happy with it. But you can try this with me. We're seated, and we fold forward a bit, keeping our back flat. And then we're going to rock back, come on our back, bring our legs overhead, and maybe bring them overhead to plow. So you're going to do half of this, or 1/3 of it, or none of it. You're good. You're okay. You're doing great. Now lower the legs once again. Come upright, limp into the spine, walk your hands forward. Here we go again, only if you want. It's easier if you have momentum. And breathe. I like to have my arms out and um, over my head alongside my feet. It's called plow. It's a good one for springtime, right? Here we go. Back. Here we go. Up. Oh, we are in a seated position and we're going into a forward fold with a flat back. Walking the hands forward. Keep this that makes sense. And back we go again. It gets slower every time. Breathe. The sensations are happening. Thoughts become clouds in the sky, floating by. We are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. And back we go, back upright. Oh, and forward fold. In yoga, we teach, let's come to seated. Um, let's come to our knees. In yoga, we teach that I'm going to sit back on my heels in a hero's pose. If you like a block between your legs, seated on a block, that would be fine. Bring your hands to your heart. In yoga, we teach that we have a basic inherent goodness inside of us, that we are part of light, and that goodness, that love, it's universal and encompasses everybody and everything. But we just forget about that. We get dusted over and pushed aside, and we don't remember that we were made with love, that we are perfect as we are. We live in this world where, and if you were a child who was raised to always demonstrate how smart you were and how good you were and how capable you were, always trying to achieve love, that that's a that's a form of trauma. It's trauma some of us still live with. All right. Now, this next pose is called, it's called headstand prep. I didn't really know, I never know who's going to be here. So I plan my classes and then I don't know if they're just right, but we can give it a try. And Laura, you probably did this with me about 4 or 5 summers ago, but we're going to come down next to a wall and I'll use this crazy door. We'll see. I don't even know if I can do it. It's been a long time. So we're going to walk our feet uh, up the wall. Now, I'm kind of in a handstand, and what I want is I want to lower my feet, but I don't think I can. I'm going to lower down, and I'm going to come into child's pose. So if you want to give it a try, give it a try. If you don't want to, come into child's pose. Or come into rabbit with the crown of your head on the mat. So I'm going to try it once again. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I'm coming down because my feet are sliding. Oh my goodness. That is a handstand prep. And it's not the easiest thing you'll be asked to do in this class, so I apologize. But come back to the wall because I'm going to give you a little task that you might really like. Oh. So we're going to sit real close to the wall. And then my side, my side of my hip is really close to the wall, coming down on my opposite arm, throwing my legs around and over, and I'm in legs up the wall. And I want to be as close to that wall. I want my hips as close to the wall as I can get them. And then I'm going to take the soles of my feet, bring them together. I think some of us may have been raised to be taught that anything that we were supposed to be doing things for other people, but never for ourselves. And the problem with that is that given this universality of the light and the energy, to be abusive to ourselves is not to be life supporting. So sometimes we abuse ourselves in order to do what we think is support other people. But you know what? We really can't support other people if we don't learn how to genuinely support ourselves. That same beauty that you see in another person, that beauty exists within you. It exists within me. It exists within each of us. And sometimes we just have to uncover all of the misinformation we have acquired throughout our life to learn to be self-concerned about ourselves. Okay, bring your knees together. I'm going to bring my mat back. My mat. Oh. So you'll be really happy to know that, well, not yet. Okay, you're gonna need a block, and you might need 2 blocks. So you can put the block in front of you. Might take 2. What's going to happen here is we're going to get downward dog, where we're going to rest our forehead on the block. And you know how when somebody's upset or a child is upset, first thing we do is, we put our hands on their forehead and we think we're checking for fever. But actually, we're really helping to ground them. We're really helping to support them. So we're going to do down dog, but we're going to put our forehead on the block. There is this phenomenon. It's in therapy, it's in counseling, it's in psychology, it's in yoga. And that's the concept of grounding. We're creating an avenue, if you will, for energy that is not useful to us to flow off of us, to go into the earth. And conversely, for positive energy to move up through our feet, to our hands, in this case, to our forehead. So if you don't have blocks at home, you can use books. There's all kinds of things that you can supply yourself with that doesn't have to be from a yoga store. Now bring your knees to the mat. Ah. we're going to, from table, we're going to step forward once again into a forward fold. Take your block with you. You're going to need it in a minute. Let's lift up with a flat back, and I want you to come to the center of your mat. And if you're in the room with me, face the inside wall. Bring your block with you. Separate your feet. This is a wide-legged forward fold. But here again, this is where you might need 2 blocks. We're going to rest the forehead on something. So I'm going to try one. I don't know if I can get to one, but we'll see. You might need 2. So we roll the pelvis over. And when we do that, it allows us to fold with a flat back. So let's fold with a flat back, run our hands down our legs, and bring our forehead to that block. Grounding. Support. The love of Mother Earth caressing our forehead. Notice your breath. Keep the long breath going. And if anything comes up, any bodily sensations, if it's pain, come out. But if it's a bodily sensation, if it's emotion, if it's a thought, make yourself into an objective witness. Notice it. Be patient with it. Don't push it away. Don't hide it. Don't run away from it. And don't grab it to you. Just notice. It's an idea, it's a practice in yoga of self-study, of learning to know ourselves from the inside out. And let's fold up with a flat back. Whoa, heel toe the feet together. I'm getting extremely antiquated. So everything becomes harder and harder, or easier and easier. I don't know which. So I really do appreciate if this is challenging to you. We just do what we can do, right? And I can take each day at my own pace. We're going to come back to seated. So let's inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, and we'll fold with a flat back. Inhale and lift. Long spine. Exhale and fold. Now come to seated. Bring your hands behind your hips, coming into an inverted plank. So hands are under shoulders, fingertips are pointed toward the feet. And we're coming up on our heels, lifting up into an inverted plank. Keep breathing. I can go through the day at my own pace. And let's lower down. And we're going to go back to that cow business. Oh, you'll be so glad to know. But we're going to do a shoulder stand before we get into the plow pose. And so I want to give you an alternative. This is what a shoulder stand would look like. Okay? But if you like, you can do it at the wall. So you can just bring your buttocks against the wall, press your feet into the wall, and begin to lift up on your shoulders like this. And that might be within your realm of. Now, some of you are already in shoulder stand. When you're there, relax the temples of the face, relax, soften the jaw, soften your neck and your face. Okay, so we're in shoulder stand, and now we're going to lower one leg, one foot down, and we're going to lower the other foot down. We are back in plow. Let's raise one leg and let's raise the other leg. We're back in shoulder stand. Bend the knees into the forehead. And now slowly roll back one vertebra at a time, bringing your back down. Very intentional. And lower your feet. Oh, yeah. Bring your knees into your body. Wrap your arms around your shins. There is research that shows that giving yourself a hug is also beneficial, just as getting a hug from somebody else. If you want to, bring your forehead up to your knees. Make yourself into a little ball of love. Know that you have a right to be here, and you have a right to take up all of the space that you were intended to take up. That you are love, that you were created in love. And regardless of any information you've gotten to the contrary, it is true. All right, I'm going to come up to seated. Whew. Oh my, okay, our time went so fast. So let's come, let's come back down to our back. This is called Shavasana. Shavasana means corpse pose. Some people, well, when I first heard that, I did not like it at all. And now I'm perfectly good with it, you know? So I just learned how to be comfortable with it. We're going to lie down on our back. We're going to spread our feet apart, about hips width apart. The legs are turning out. Bring the backs of your hands to the mat or the floor. Palms are up. Your hands are about halfway between T and being at your legs. Now lift your head and tuck your chin slightly so that you lengthen the back of your neck. Now, I just read some new research. I can't remember which school. It's just some prominent school did this research. But I just read some research that says that this particular meditation that we're about to do is equal to or better than medication for some people in overcoming anxiety and depression. So let's give it a whirl. Relax your feet. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your calves. Relax your thighs. Relax your buttocks. Relax. 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 Allow your pelvis to and the organs of your body that are in your belly to just melt into the earth. Relax. 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 Relax your shoulders. Relax the upper back. Relax. Relax. Relax the upper arms. And the forearms. Relax. 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 Relax the hands. One finger at a time. Relax the fingers, the thumb. Relax the index finger and the tall finger. Relax the ring finger and the baby finger. Relax the whole arm and hands. Relax the neck. Relax the scalp. Notice where the hairline meets the skin line. You know what I'm talking about, the scalp line. Relax. 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 Relax your face. People who are in a state of agitation move their forehead forward. Bring your forehead back and relax your forehead. We have vagal nerve fibers in our face that help us, that can help us relax. So relax the face. Put a smile, even if it's a fake smile, turning the edges of your lips up will help you calm, will help you relax. Run your tongue around the inside of your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. Relax. 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 An important teacher in yoga says that depression comes from denying feelings of anger or sadness. So if you notice feelings of anger or notice feelings of sadness, don't push them away. Don't hide it under a bushel. But don't wrap your arms around and pull it to you either. Just notice it. Use your breath to stay in a state of relaxation and calm. And just notice. What we resist persists. And what we let go of finds its way out. Well, we can't ignore it. Depression does not define my essence. My body is regaining strength each day. I am allowed to feel sad and emotional. I am allowed to feel happiness and joy. Bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Allow your knees to fall gently to the right, coming into a fetal position. Gratitude is one of the most profound ways of experiencing the present moment. It's not saying I'm thankful for that, or I'm thankful for this thing, or I'm thankful for what happened. No, it's just I am grateful. I am grateful for this moment. I am grateful. I am grateful. Moving into a state of calm, experiencing gratitude, finding the present moment. Those are all ways of moving the brain activity out of the limbic system into the prefrontal cortex, where your thoughts become clearer and your decisions are probably better. So be grateful for this body that we can learn to work with. Let's press the right elbow and the strength of the left arm. Come up to a comfortable seated position. My rest and self-care are important. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And after the next inhale, join me in chanting Om. Om. We'll do two more. Om. Om. The light that shines within me is the same light that shines within each of you and within all sentient beings. The light within me honors and reflects and cherishes the light within each of you. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.